Good morning, good evening, and good day to my lovelies. There's a plane coming, so I'm just going to pause for a quick second. Yes, good day, good evening. How are you guys today? I hope you guys are doing lovely and high vibrational spirits. I'm here at the cemetery walking because I've been feeling, as usual, a little bit ungrounded lately, but even more like it's almost like the foundation beneath my feet is crumbling, and I don't have a choice but to fall through the cracks with it as I'm being shot into higher dimensions with an intense momentum moving behind me, an invisible, imperceptible force that's moving behind me, which is life, which is love, and I don't have a choice but to move with it, and that's fine, because I mean, what else would I do? Just stay stagnant? That's boring. Like, nobody wants to just be stagnant doing nothing. Like, I know I definitely came here to ascend and to be my highest version of soul self that I can be. I love these trees behind me. It's like such a pretty path. My head's in the way. But yes, I'm here walking because for the last couple days I've been grounding my energy by eating things that aren't particularly good for me, but like when I feel ungrounded, excuse me, I eat a lot of carbs and sugar and bread because I feel like I need energy, but that's not even the way to go. I mean, that's so opposite. I need to be eating fruits and vegetables, and I typically do eat fruits and vegetables, but it's like I'm also PMSing, so it's like when I'm PMSing, I just like don't care. I'm like, I'm done with the spiritual awakening stuff. Like, I don't always want to be perfect all the time. Like, sometimes I just want to be a regular human and enjoy the physical faculties that are allotted to us. I just want to enjoy for once and not think about the consequences. Like, with the spiritual awakening, it's always a lesson and it's always something, and sometimes you just need to, stop and take a break, because I'm always being so serious about everything, and sometimes I just want to play and enjoy. And also when I'm PMSing, I feel my feelings even more deeply. Like, I'm just this sentimental soup of excessive emotions, and there's no getting around them. Like, it's like when I'm PMSing, I'm forced to feel intensely no matter what, and I'm forced to face whatever it is I'm feeling so that I can clear it and heal it. There's a hummingbird over there. I've been seeing a lot of hummingbirds. I think it's because I've been slowing down more, and so I'm able to see. I'm awakening to things that are, he's gone, because I was getting closer. I was gonna catch it on camera, but they're very fast, just like butterflies. Except you can't see their wings when they're flapping, which means they're really flapping those things hard. Like, that's like comparable to, the higher you ascend, the faster you vibrate, and it's almost like the more faster the vibrating particles, the less that you can see it. And it's like, is it really real if you can't see it? But it is real. Just like I was stating in my, there's two of them. Oh, every time I see two of any animal together, I always think of my twin flame. Like, I don't know, it just gives me hope. That's just like one of my symbols. That, and every time I see them like fly apart, like birds or dolphins, or swim apart, I always think, oh, there's hope. Like, even though they're far apart from each other, they're still connected. So it just always fills my heart with joy, beating my heart. There are times every now and then I forget why I'm breathing out and why I'm breathing in. I get so sick with the little things. I can't relax when they're happening till I know what it means. It means, I think that was John McLaughlin. I always have songs in my heart and in my head. As soon as I think of something that I'm saying, a song just shoots up to the surface and it's like, sing, sing, young lady, sing your soul, sing your heart out. But that one was called Beating My Heart, and it's so true. Sometimes I do think every now and then, like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I breathing out? Why am I breathing in? And then when I see my twin, I can breathe again. But on the topic of the twin flame relationship, I was thinking about the relationship between bliss and pain. So in the movie The Fault in Our Stars, there was a quote that stood out to me, in which the main character said, pain demands to be felt. There's another plane. In which it stated, pain demands to be felt. And if there's one thing that I've learned on my twin flame journey, is that is definitely true. That is confirmation. Okay, this is very true. Because I think in my previous relationships, I would just leave. I'm like, I don't have to deal with this. And I didn't really feel any pain. I think I was numb inside. I'm not sure. Like, I thought I was always a very emotional person. But, oh, a butterfly. That's another one of my divine symbols. It's like an angel coming to confirm something to me. Or relay a message to me. But like with them, when things ended, I just knew it was time. It was just a gradual sense of disharmony between two hearts, and then you just like kind of part ways, and it's like, okay. I mean, I grieved over it because I was attached to it in some way, and because I did have love for them, but my feelings weren't completely open. My heart wasn't completely open. I knew that they were not my person. And now that I've met my person, I know why it didn't work out with those persons. But I learned so many lessons through those persons. So even though my divine masculine is clearing karma right now, I know that he has to be with these persons to learn these lessons through these persons, so that when we connect in the physical, that stuff can be cleared and healed, and we won't have to go through all of the excess, like, drama, unnecessary stuff, and we can just continue ascending. Not saying that there's never going to be any conflict or any issues, but we've healed most of the heavy stuff. It's like they're kind of like practice runs, and I'm not trying to say they don't matter. They do matter because they're making a difference in the dynamic that we have with ourselves, because we're relating to them for some reason. We see something in them that we see in ourselves, or that we want to see in ourselves and awaken in ourselves. So they're very important. As I said in one of my previous videos, we are in alliance with our twins soulmates. But I've recently cleared all of my karma with my soulmates, and I don't have any intention of bringing any other soulmates into my field, because I just don't feel like it. I don't see it being beneficial to me. There's no potential soulmates on the horizon. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just spending time with myself. So that's not really a possibility right now. But I will say that when you're not in union with your twin in the physical, it allows you to connect with other people that you might not have connected with, because our soulmates are important too. Like, they have lessons to learn through us. So when we learn a lesson, they learn a lesson. Maybe it may not be in the same timing as us, but it will be in divine timing perfectly for them. And I found that I'll be in contact with like a friend or something, and then they'll say something that I know my twin would say, or they'll act in such a way in which I would like my twin to act, like vulnerable and open with their emotions, and expressive and honest and truthful and loyal, and devoted and doting. Like, they'll do these things, and I'm like, and it just gives me hope in my heart that if these people can do these things for me without me asking, just out of the goodness of their heart, I know I intuitively know, because it happens all the time. And I'll be in contact with a soulmate for a certain amount of time, and then they'll say something really specific. I know I've said this before, possibly. They'll say something really specific that I know only my twin would say, and it's almost as if the divine is speaking through that person, And it's like they're in tune with source enough to allow a message from my twin to come through. And I know it's because I'm always fixated on my twin. Like he's like the background music to my whole world, and I can't really change that. And it's not an obsessive thing, it just is what it is. And I don't mind it. And so it only kind of makes sense that I would be attuned to that frequency when it does arrive, because I know him and he knows me. And then when that happens, you just naturally feel a pull away from that person. It's natural and it's gradual. It's not like, oh, I'm not talking to you anymore, I'm done. Or it's not an argument, it's nothing like that. It's so natural. And so you can just tell that there's some supernatural stuff being orchestrated underneath the surface of it all, that you're not in control of. And it just is, it's like this powerful confirmation that is so freaking beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then as that pull away happens, I can feel my twin coming in, because I can feel my readiness to receive him, and thus he feels receptive to me. So it's like you're totally mirror reflections of each other in every sense. And it's not something that can be feigned. It's not something that can be concocted. There's no magic spell. There's no incantation. There's nothing that you can do to force this connection. It is inevitable. It is eternal. And it comes around when both of you are ready, when both of you are not afraid of yourselves, when both of you are not afraid of love, when both of you are open and receptive to the intuitive knowingness that is flowing through your heart. And it is effortless when you guys come back in communication. And it is fluid, and it is flowing, and it is overpowering. And it is intensely decadent and nourishing to the soul. When you need it most, they will come. I'm living proof. And I know the separation hurts. And that's why I was saying earlier, pain demands to be felt. And you see, we need a healthy combination of both pain and bliss. They're one and the same, on opposite sides of the spectrum. But when you meet at that bliss point in the middle, where suffering and pain meets, it's almost like that's where love and euphoria lives. And it's in those moments that we're able to pierce through completely, through the veil of illusion, beyond all illusion, and step inwards and upwards to a higher dimension of seeing and feeling and existing. And you wouldn't have been able to get there if you wouldn't have gone through the pain and the perceived suffering that you think that your twin put you through. But we're putting it, oh, a butterfly, he's tiny, but we're putting ourselves through it because we know that we need it, so that we can continue to ascend and rise higher and higher in love. Because when you're in love with the twin, you're not falling in love, you're rising in love. I think that notion of falling in love is when we feel like we need someone to love us because we don't love ourselves, so we're willing to fall just to be with anyone, just so someone can see us, even if they can't even see the depths of us, just a little aspect of us, so that we can feel like wanted, desired, and needed. But when it's a twin, you're definitely on love's ascent, and it is a force that moves through you, a momentum that guides you and uplifts you, even when you're not in separation. And so in this moment, I'm uplifting myself, because in fact, last night, I tossed and turned for several hours. I could not go to sleep, and you know what happened? I attempted to go to sleep, and as soon as I closed my eyes, I saw my twin's eyes. And it's not just seeing into his eyes, I saw his soul. I felt his soul with me in that moment, and I felt my soul with me in that moment, and I felt source with me in that moment. And there was a deep longing and yearning to be with him, but there was also this deep confirmation that he's already with me. And it was like my mind was tossing with the notion of something being there but not there, but being felt so deeply that you know it's there because it's everywhere. Because we're in unity consciousness now. We're not in duality. It's not really about twins in separation, twins over there, twins over here. We're all together. And I've been playing with this notion about the fact that we're all twins. We're all twins of each other because we're existing in oneness with each other. It's just that your twin operates at that exact same frequency as you, and the parallels between the lives that you lead are so spot on, yet so oppositely complementary, that it balances out the yin and yang of your essence, which then helps to balance out the core of the yin and yang of the universal essence for which we came here to put forth. So we have to make sure we stay aligned with love, whether we're in connection with our twin or not in the physical, and allow for your heart to continue to be embraced by the divine, and let it burst open with love and life as it may. You have so much room for love in your heart. It is all inclusive, and it is ever expanding. And once you think you can't take any more love, there are worlds and galaxies more in room for space for more love. You are a universe within yourself. You are endless universes within yourself. You have the capacity to hold and bear so much love and light that you have no idea. It is unfathomably deep. And I think that's what happens when twins kind of hit a wall, an imperceptible wall, a facade of a wall, because things are only things reflected in the outside world are a reflection of what we feel inside. So I feel like when we feel like, oh, I don't think I can hold that much capacity of love and light inside of me right now. I don't think I'm able to bear it. I've never experienced anything like this before. So it's time for us to kind of, try to work through some things within ourselves and clear and heal and release, so that we can make room for the love and light that we were destined to carry and embody as light workers and healers of this world. And in this moment, I'm sending so much compassion to my divine masculine, because I know exactly what he is going through, because I've been there. I've been exactly where he was at age 21. With the relationships and learning about love and learning about yourself and learning about being honest and righteous. And I don't know if he's receiving my messages, but when he is ready, I am willing to sit with him in his darkness. I'm willing to nestle myself inside of his shadow. And meld with him in a harmonic, loving resonance, to let him know that he can get through this, and we will uplift each other throughout the ends of time. There's a squirrel looking at me. He knows. See, let's see. He knows. Oh, I wish I had some food for him. I love feeding squirrels. But even if my twin isn't getting my text messages, he feels me, and he's beginning to open up his heart space, and we will be able to, and we will now be able to communicate even more instantaneously and seamlessly through heart telepathy. And I'm excited and I'm ready. At first, a part of me wasn't ready. There's 3 butterflies I just seen. Magic is everywhere once you open yourself up to it and allow it to come in. Even if it feels like it's going to flood your being and you think you're going to drown. Even if it feels like you're going to be turned upside down and just like, wow. Oh, I want to capture this butterfly. I'm going to try to get close. It's so beautiful. I just want to capture confirmations on video so we can all... Oh, I'm about to get hit by this water. But yes, it's almost like the feminine goes through the spiritual, emotional stuff before the masculine so that she can carry him through it. And it's like the masculine has conquered the physical and the material parts of the third dimensional world. And so they are there when you need that physical guidance. So that's where the complementariness comes into play. Oh, there it is. Here. So beautiful. How beautiful is the confirmatory nature of our universe. How beautiful and awesome is it to be alive in this moment in time. So yes, feminines, don't close your hearts. Keep it open and receptive. Never give up. There's a bug following me. Never give up on feelings that you feel are true. Your feelings are valid. I know in the past I thought that I was paranoid, delusional. I'm like, am I obsessed with this guy? Am I like super like lusty over this guy? Like, what is going on? But it was like, it was so much more than sex. And all the other relationships was like, when are you gonna give me sex? Like, because that was the way I was able to connect deeply with people, you know, kind of take a little bit of my mask off and express. But it wasn't a spiritually healing sensual session like it is with my masculine. And as I said in my previous video, it would have been great to connect with my masculine and the physical, but it wouldn't have been as spiritually healing, and our hearts wouldn't be as in harmony with one another if I wouldn't have done what I did, which was step away and tell him what I'm deserving of, what I will and will not tolerate, what I'm worth, that I'm worthy of devotion and dedication. And it's also that, like I said, I've been through the karmic cycle already, and I already know what's out there. And nobody gives me the feeling that my divine masculine can give me but myself, which I'm giving to myself, and I am so proud of myself for healing through so much and knowing that I can heal through so much more. And always having faith and always having hope. And always letting love fuel me through source. And so if you ever need upliftment or inspiration, or you need to feel a little dose of empowerment, a little dose of love, a little reminder, a little confirmatory conversation, please reach out to me, because I'm here. And I've been through possibly what you're going through. And if not, I probably will go through it. Because we never know what lesson Spirit has for us. We just have to be open to learning, seeing the blessing in the lesson always, and aligning with that. And being open to love in all of its forms, whether in nature, with an animal, with another human being. We don't just have to save our love, all of our love for our twin. And that's when it can be overwhelming, when we just make our twin the only source of our love, and then we feel like we're not receiving the same in return, because we're pouring so much into our masculines and expecting so much silently from our masculine. It's like silent pressure, and the masculine can feel it because he's empathic just like you, whether he notices it or not. But that's why they pull away when they feel like it's too much, but then they rush in when they're ready. So be ready. Be ready for when they rush in, because they are going to rush in. And then it's almost going to be like when they rush in, you're going to be like, wow, this is confirmation that I do deserve everything that I've wanted, and I can obtain the desires of my heart. And you're going to have time, you're going to need time to kind of recalibrate and embody the love that you've been trying to give him all along. And even if it's opposite, him, her, it doesn't matter whether what gender your masculine is. Just if you relate, you know. If you relate, you feel. Those who know, feel. Those who know, understand. Remain receptive, feminine. I know as a feminine, I've been having a hard time working through balancing my masculine, because I've always been a chaser. I've always been the one to try to go out. I'm a go-getter. Whatever I want, I know I can manifest it instantly. But when it comes to my spiritual manifestations, it has to be the right timing. I don't want to just manifest anything. I want to flow with spirit and flow with love and flow with that which is meant for me and destined for me. And so it's not about mastering or conquering or coming from ego. It's about existing through love. And that is our main purpose. At the core of it all is to exist from the heart space through love and embody that love and let it exude and penetrate the world. I think that's what my masculine is working on, or the divine masculine collective is learning to penetrate through love. And it doesn't have to be a physical penetration all the time. It's not a, I think that there's going to be a switch that goes off in the masculine. He's going to be like, oh, I can still penetrate and be masculine while also holding feminine characteristics through the act of love. And that takes time. So let's be patient and compassionate and gentle with ourselves and everyone that we come into contact with, because every encounter is a divine encounter, whether we see it that way or not. And so I send blessings and love unto each and every one of your beautiful souls. I'm here for you. I'm willing to be present with you. Thank you for being present here with me in this moment in time. If you would like to connect, I will put my information in my contact information in the drop down box below. Blessed be, and feminines, stay receptive and ready for your heart to explode, for your masculine to come rushing into your heart space. Wow, are you guys ready? I am. I'm ready for my masculine. I'm ready for my masculine. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful day.